So the next project at hand is making this backhoe unit work again. This is on an old Alice Chalmers D15. Unfortunately, the engine is completely shot, completely full of rust from sitting outside for a number of years. Eventually, it'd be nice to get another engine for it, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon because kind of hard to find. So my plan is to take the backhoe unit off of this machine, and I got some heavy-duty axle with a piece of I-beam on it, and I want to make like a towable backhoe unit for this that'll attach on the front of my skid steer and run off of the skid steer hydraulics. So here's the frame. I already have this in the garage. It was buried in a snowbank and had to dig it out. All that fun stuff. This was actually supposed to be a wood splitter that I was making out of some parts. Obviously way overkill. 20-something thousand pound axle underneath. I think that's plenty good enough. But in the meantime, I bought a wood splitter and abandoned this project because there's no need for it now. So this is what I'm going to use to mount the backhoe onto, which should be plenty enough. And ironically, I have this plow frame that came off of my International when I bought it, and it's plenty heavy enough to mount the backhoe unit on. I just have to mount this frame onto this, and the width of it is actually the same as the ears on the backhoe unit. So yeah, I guess it doesn't get any easier than that. All I'm going to have to do is just plasma cut some holes into it, the 4 pins, and attach it. And then on the front here, I'm probably going to cut this down a little shorter, but on the front I'm going to make some kind of hitch to hook up to my skid steer bucket and attach it to the skid steer and just run it off of the hydraulics on the skid steer. So that eliminates another engine, a hydraulic reservoir, and all that fun stuff. So it should be a pretty easy project with a lot of heavy lifting, but at the end I should have a backhoe that I can use to do things. So I guess the next step is to get started and get things mocked up and find out where they're going to go. best tool I ever bought right here. The best investment I ever made, without a doubt. These are the two holes right here that the pins are going to go into. I'm going to do the same exact thing on the other side. And then this whole thing is going to get mounted, flipped, and then mounted on the back of this. And braced up with some heavy steel. And then that's what the attachment is going to pin to, is this. That way I don't have to modify anything on the tractor. It'd be a shame to cut stuff up on that tractor, because someday it'll go again. So I measured the backhoe, and that hole and that hole are 26 inches apart, so I have that. And then this is the bottom hole right here for the ear on the backhoe unit, and that has to be 14 inches off the ground. That's what it measures on the tractor. So I have this piece of 2x6 square tubing here that is going to get welded onto this I-beam, and then this is going to go across here. Now the cat says hi. She's always interested in what's going on out here. So I notched these two pieces right here, and that's gonna get welded on like that. It's pretty easy to figure out. just measure to the center of that piece right there, which is 26 inches minus 14 is 12. So that means I have to go 12 inches from that hole to the center of this piece right here. And by the time that's done, that should give me my 14 inches off the ground for the bottom hole, which should let the backhoe unit sit where it needs to be. So I'll get that welded on, and then it's time to mock this piece up and get that welded on, and then find out what we're gonna do for supports so the thing just doesn't bust right off. Alright, so I got the wood splitter frame, well, I guess what used to be the wood splitter frame, but the main frame, I got that leveled both ways. I have this thing here on jacks. This needs to go up about 8 inches or so and centered with this, and this needs to be leveled both ways, and then I'll tack that on, and then I'll get to making the supports that go to the axles and to the rest of it. However, whatever I guess whatever I have for material is going to tell me how I'm going to do that. I know one thing, this thing here is heavy. It's probably all at 250 pounds. So I'm pretty confident that it's probably not going to break. At least I hope not. I guess it's a good thing I have a heavy duty truck axle to use, because I think that's going to need all of that. Alright, I'm getting there. Shift this over a little bit. Alright, see what we got. Just about good there. Let's go up a little bit with this one. And let's check it this way, see what we have. Wow. Actually, I can go up a little bit more with that. You know, the sides are actually more important than the top, because I don't think this frame was square right from the factory. But it's not like it has to be perfect anyway. I mean, it's just a backhoe unit. It's gonna be on unlevel ground its whole life. That's pretty square too. Well, and let's check our holes. Let's see what we got. They're supposed to be 14 inches. That's right. And that's what we have is 14 inches, so I think I better hurry up and tack it there before it moves. I'm pretty happy with it the way it is. Maybe not. Bottom's got to get pushed in more. There we go. You know what? I'm not going to be able to hold this all at once. So I'm going to get my welding lead and stuff ready. And then when it's in place, I'll tack it. Because it doesn't want to balance, of course. So, alright. This is the This is the important way. It's got to be right this way, no matter what. That's pretty good. Go up a little bit on this one. Again, it looks good there. With the square. That looks pretty good there. Better tack it before it moves. That shouldn't go anywhere for a while. Alright. Let's let the jacks down. See if this thing stay. That's where she's got to be. Let's get a little better look here. Alright, so there it is from the back, and there's the 4 holes, 1, 2, 3, 4. The ears are going to slide right in there from the backhoe unit, and the pin, big 1.5 inch pin will go through that, and yeah, it's pretty level right there. Both ways. Let's check it this way. Yeah, it's right on. It's right on the specs. Let's grab the tape measure. Sorry about my crappy recording. Trying to hold this still. And we're a little more than 14, just like 14.25, but that's all right. Like I said, this thing's never gonna sit on level ground anyway. And that was just a rough measurement anyway. The tires are half flat on the backhoe. It's sunk into the ground a little bit. So I just kind of added a couple inches on a guess that I figured it would be. But yeah, that's it for now until I make some more bracing. I think I'm going to do this video in a series of probably like 2 or 3 videos. That way everybody can see more of what I'm doing. If I try to do this all in one video, I don't have the right computer to edit like hours of footage, so that's why a lot of the videos, there's a lot cut out. So if I make 2 or 3 videos of this whole project, I can record more detail of what's going on so people can see exactly how I'm doing stuff instead of just seeing it done and wondering how it is. So yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next video, and we'll move on to the next step. And thank you for watching.